What is going on, everyone? I hope all of you are doing well, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite Chris Farley movies. Now, Chris Farley is one of my favorite comedic actors. He was actually a inspiration to me. He is the reason why I've been able to show off my funny side. He definitely gave me that confidence to show that I can be funny and just, you know, it's okay to be somebody who is overweight and not, care what people think and things like that. There's just so much about Chris Farley that I absolutely loved, and he was definitely an idol to me growing up, and to this day he still is. I absolutely love all the movies he's done. I love all the little cameos he has in other films. And in the documentary, I Am Chris Farley, I would highly recommend you guys checking out that documentary. But yeah, Chris Farley was one of the celebrities that really, touched me in some way, in the way of my confidence. And when he did pass, it was like losing a family member. I mean, if you look up to somebody and they're the reason why you got into a certain profession, it kind of hits you. But his legacy still continues to live on to this day and will be one of the best comedic actors. And he was part of one of the best, at least in my personal opinion, one of the best Saturday Night Live lineups. He was there with Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, John Lovitz, David Spade, Kevin Nealon. I mean, the whole list goes on. Like, to me, growing up in the 90s, that was my favorite SNL cast. Rob Schneider, Phil Hartman, Adam Sandler. I mean, excellent, commercial spoofs, excellent, skits. Just all in all, it was just one of my all-time favorites. I stopped watching after they were all let go. I would watch Chris Farley and Chris Kattan to a certain extent, Molly Shannon, but then like when Jimmy Fallon and them started getting it in, I just stopped watching. I actually didn't get back into Saturday Night Live until like Jason Sudeikis, Andy Samberg, and I continued since they left. I've still watched to this day. But the 90s for me is always going to be my favorite cast. But I wanted to review one of Chris Farley's movies, one of his earlier movies during his time away from Saturday Night Live. Him, David Spade, and Phil Hartman, Adam Sandler, a lot of them would go on to do movies, be big time stars in Hollywood. I mean, Phil Hartman, we got, Jingle All the Way, we've got Small Soldiers, even though he's more of a side character in the film, he steals the show. I feel like he steals any scene he's in, especially, the cookie scene of Jingle All the Way. Um, and Adam Sandler would have his movies. David Spade would do his thing. I think David Spade would mainly show up in a lot of Chris Farley's movies and other movies as well. And then Rob Schneider would have his. Some of these guys wouldn't do their own films until like the early 2000s, late 90s. Chris Farley, all his was 90s. He'd do Black Sheep, Beverly Hills Ninja, and then of course there's Almost Heroes, which was his last movie, which is one of those movies that, because it was his last, usually that film is not easy to come by. You could buy it really cheap. It's not an expensive film, but it's not one of those films you're going to see constantly, like in the $5 bin, not like Black Sheep or Beverly Hills Ninja, things like that. But I'm going to be reviewing Tommy Boy, which also stars, of course, David Spade. And it's the weird thing, too, because in the 90s, they always had these duos. It was Sandler and Schneider always doing movies together. Farley and Spade always doing movies together. Mike Myers and Carvey. So it was like you had these duos throughout these films, which is not bad. I like it. But yeah, it was pretty entertaining and pretty interesting that was happening throughout these movies. Or like when Rob Schneider would do his films, Sandler would show up in a couple. But yeah, Tommy Boy also stars Rob Lowe. You have, I think, what's his name? Dan Aykroyd has a small little appearance in this. I'm not. Okay, Bo Derek's in this, and I'm not 100% sure what the actor's name is. Right here, the father. He was in Rambo. He was not Rambo. Oh my God, what is that movie? It's the Rambo series, the first Rambo movie, but it's not called Rambo. What the hell is it called? First Blood? Yeah, I think it was First Blood that he was in. Same movie, just not called Rambo. But you get what I'm saying. But yeah, basically Tommy, he gets done with graduating college. He goes back home and to see his dad. His dad has met somebody. He's getting married, and on their wedding day, he basically collapses, has a heart attack, and ends up passing away. Basically, this is an opportunity for Tommy to take over his dad's business. Now, his dad has his own business. They deal with, car parts. And he finds out there's a scheme going on between his father's newly widowed wife and her son, which you find out is not her son, but her boyfriend. They have this scheme to take his dad's, basically his dad's company and money. So he has to do everything he can to meet this Dan Aykroyd's character, who's like this big top guy in the motor parts industry. And of course, David Spade joins him. David Spade was his dad's like assistant, dealt with all like the important stuff. So they have to go on this road trip to stop these two from, taking what his father has worked so hard, so that way the business doesn't fold and all the employees are laid off and things like that. And then, of course, there's this love interest going on as well. But nonetheless, it's very entertaining. I mean, any Chris Farley film out there is entertaining. I mean, hell, he steals the show when he's doing cameos in other films like The Bus Driver in Billy Madison, or the police officer in Airheads, or oh man, I can't even remember what else he's in. He's also the boyfriend in Coneheads. I mean, just whatever he's in, he steals it, and I love it. But yeah, I love the chemistry between the characters that David Spade and Chris Farley play. At times, it feels like they're not playing characters; they're just playing themselves. David Spade's character is a little uptight. Chris Farley's character Tommy tries to hey, come on, open up a little bit, let loose. But nonetheless, just a lot of crap happens too. I think they deal with like a deer. I believe it's this film. A lot of people sometimes confuse Black Sheep and Tommy Boy. I love Black Sheep too. That's another one I need to get on Blu-ray. But nonetheless, just a very fun and entertaining comedy. Definitely one for those who have not seen it to give it a watch. I think you guys will be entertained for those who have not seen it. And if you haven't seen it in a while, definitely revisit the film. Excuse me, it's definitely one of my favorites. And with that being said, that is going to be my review for Tommy Boy. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below, what is your favorite Chris Farley film? And what is your favorite movie that has Chris Farley in it and that scene? Like, him playing the bus driver in Billy Madison, or playing the cop in Airheads. Like, whatever he's been in a certain scene from somebody else's movie, what is your favorite scene that he's done in what that movie? What favorite scene, not favorite scene, what favorite movie that Chris Farley has had a small scene in that you like? And then what is your favorite Chris Farley film? Of course, Tommy Boy's a favorite. Black Sheep, I mean, they're all great, but if I had to really choose my top three, it would definitely be Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, and Almost Heroes. I do love Beverly Hills Ninja, but it's not my top three. It's my least favorite out, even though it is still enjoyable. But yeah, definitely comment down below. Give this video a like. When you guys like my video, it's much appreciated. It motivates me to do these a lot more. I'm trying to produce as much content as I can. I mean, I'm already at 400 uploads. That is crazy. If you look back at this channel 2 years ago, I wouldn't even have the subscribers or the amount of videos that I have now, so it definitely motivates me. Definitely comment. That helps too. I'm, trying to improve this channel slowly but steady. Once I go back to work and start making more money again, I will be buying more equipment to invest. So quality will be getting a little bit better. But hey, we all start a little slow. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you guys are notified when I do upload a video. For those who are new to the channel, if you guys are curious on what I do movie reviews, I do unboxings, I do a series called Steelbook Spotlight where I show you guys closer looks at the steelbooks that I have. I do Arrow Spotlight, which is showing you guys the Arrow video releases that I have, kind of give you a better look at certain releases, the artwork and things like that. So it may catch your interest on wanting to pick something like that up to add to your collection. I do wrestling prediction videos. I'm gonna start getting more back into that, as well as some wrestling reviews. I do a my thoughts on video where I talk about certain topics like the filming industry, the music industry, just anything that kind of relates to some of the content that I put on the channel. I will give my thoughts on. I started doing one video where I was talking about upcoming releases. I'm going to try to get back into that. So there are going to be some videos I'm going to try to get back into. But nonetheless, those are the type of videos that I do. So if this is the type of content that catches your interest, then you know what? Definitely hit that subscribe button. It helps out. I'm on my way to 1,000. I'm on my way to hitting up the 4,000 hour watch time. So we're trying to improve that. Trying to get the videos with more likes. Trying to improve, and that's all we can do, right? I try to break the mold when it comes to certain things. I feel like if you put the effort in, then good things come and good things happen to those who wait, is the best way to put it. Nonetheless, thank you guys. I don't want to make this video too long, but again, thank you for the support, and I will see you guys pretty soon. I am Film Talk with Mike, and until next time, guys, we'll talk films. Peace.